In regards to Shohei Ohtani and this gambling scandal, I personally believe that he was complicit in placing gambling bets, whether it was baseball or any other sport, with his interpreter in tandem. That's my personal opinion. Notwithstanding, though, if you look at some of these other YouTube videos regarding Shohei Ohtani, you would think, if you look at the comment section, they're just completely oblivious to the fact that the federal government could be lying about the investigation. They'll say things like, the Fed says something, it's true. The Fed's investigation is concluded and it's true. Because the Fed said so. Why? The federal government has a vested interest. Why? Why wouldn't you think Rob Manfred would have friends in the federal government, the commissioner of baseball? Why wouldn't you think the ownership, these owners, have friends in the federal government? Some of these owners could possibly be agents of the federal government, allegedly. Allegedly. Nobody makes money if Shohei Ohtani goes down. It makes absolutely no sense for them to continue this investigation and to bring him down. That hurts MLB. That hurts the federal government. They lose money if Shohei Ohtani goes down. Shohei Ohtani is not a black conservative athlete, male athlete. He's not a Caucasian conservative male athlete. He's basically voiceless, an idealist or idealess individual, because he doesn't speak personally to the American media. His interpreter does all the work. All we know about is his culture back home. We don't know anything about what he does here. And so he's not a target. He makes money for them. So it's in their best interest to wrap up this investigation quickly. You guys have to understand something. Let's just say this was Ronald Acuna Jr., who also has an interpreter at times. And this happened to Ronald Acuna, where he blamed his interpreter for everything. Whether or not he gambled, let's just say, hypothetically, he gambled. His interpreter told the story that he gambled away money and that he used Ronald Acuna's money to pay those gambling debts. First of all, you guys will say, yes, it's possible. Because Latinos come over here and their agents / interpreters / accountants take money from them all the time. It happens every day. Happens in the black community as well. Caucasian community as well. But there would be something in the back of your mind that would say, oh, no, Ronald was part of that. Oh, Ronald was a part of that, definitely. At least he knew something. I think the fact that Shohei is Japanese in terms of how the Japanese culture is actually looked at as positive in this country is helping him. Because what if I were to tell you that in Japan, gambling doesn't have the stench that it has in the United States? What if I were to tell you that? That then would lead me to believe that he would have something to do with it. But remember, this is all alleged. This is just me speculating. But I think if he wasn't a Japanese player or a Korean player that's looked up as highly as the Asian players are looked at, I think it would be a totally different conversation. I'm not a racialist. I don't like to bring race into this. But whenever we keep hearing about cultural norms, if I was an American in Japan and I was a big time player in Japan and I was walking around with my interpreter 6 years in, I'd be walking around with my interpreter. And then I would say to them, no, this is American culture. This is what we do. The Japanese would tell me, well, you're not in America anymore. You're in Japan. Why doesn't somebody say that to Shohei Ohtani? That's the biggest part of his problem, is that someone's taking care of all of his affairs. No disrespect. See, if this didn't happen, if we didn't have world sports like soccer or world football, where players come from all over all over the world to come to Europe, especially Europe, because they have the biggest leagues, and come, and as soon as they get there, they get right to learning the language. They have personal language coaches. And they're learning the language 6 months into the year. And all Shohei Ohtani will tell you what is not in Japanese culture for us to speak the language broken. Same thing with Ichiro. And it's no disrespect to the Japanese. But the biggest part of the problem is that he needs an interpreter 6 years in. That apparently he didn't understand everything that his interpreter was saying to the team when he was addressing the team. 6 years in. It's not racism. It's not being a racialist. It's common sense. None of this makes sense. None of it. And so, because it doesn't make sense, in my mind, logically, it's not true.
I am a small business and work hard's what I do. And if you're kind enough to try me, I'll work hard for you. I am a small business.